Good morning, students. We are going to do some question answers of the chapter from the chapter Deep Water. We have already done the summary. We have already done the message of it. We have done the theme of that chapter, and today now we are going to do some questions from this chapter, some extra questions from this chapter. Now, after you have read the chapter, you have understood the chapter. Ask yourself the following questions to verify if you have understood the chapter well, if you have understood the lesson well. Some of these questions are: why does the narrator call Yakima River treacherous? How was YMCA pool so far compared to Yakima River? How was YMCA pool safer compared to Yakima River? Third, how did the narrator develop an aversion to water? What was the misadventure at the YMCA pool and how did the narrator describe it? The last, describe the narrator's fight to stay alive. These are some of the questions, and the other question will be the last one. What does the narrator learn from this incident? So these are 4 or 5 questions. You answer these questions. You don't have to write these answers. You just answer these questions. If you are satisfied with your answer, then you have understood the chapter, and there is no need for you to go through the chapter again. By answering these questions, you can understand that you have clearly understood the chapter. Now, to help you out, I will try to explain some of the lines from this chapter. It can be either be in form of question answer or just in form of explanation. This can be these lines from the chapter. They are important. They are key to the chapter, understanding to the chapter, and also these can be put into the form of questions. So the first one is, all we have to fear is fear itself. This is towards the end of the chapter. You get this line. All we have to fear is fear itself. Now, where and why does the poet say this? Douglas quotes President Roosevelt saying, this line was first said by President Roosevelt. All we have to fear is fear itself. Douglas has experienced both sensation of dying and terror. What fear of it can produce. The strong will, hard determination, courage, toil, and honest effort win over all our terror and fear. The will to live brushes aside all our fears. In reality, all our tears and fears are psychological, and the same can be overcome. This realization made him resolve to learn swimming by engaging an instructor. This instructor, piece by piece, built Douglas into a swimmer. When Douglas loved to swim alone, when Douglas learned or tried to swim alone, small traces of old terror of the poet returned. So he went to Lake Wentworth, dived at Triggs Island, and swam 2 miles across the lakes to Stamp Act Island. Finally, he had conquered his fear of water. So, all we have to fear here, the writer is saying towards the end, that when he has overcome his fear of water and he has learned how to swim, and even then when he with his instructor he learned how to swim, but when he was alone, that small bit of terror would return into his heart. So what he decided, one day all alone, he swam back and forth in the Triggs Island, and then swam 2 miles across the lakes of Stamp Act. And finally, when he did it alone, he was confident enough that fear is not returning back to him. He says these lines that we just fear. fear of death, fear of anything. It is this fear which stops us from doing. It is the fear of fear. So we have to overcome this fear and take the first flight, take the first step, and gain our confidence. Now the second explanation is, I crossed oblivion and the curtain of life fell. Douglas describes how fear paralyzed him. His arms and legs stopped moving. He trembled with fright. He tried to call out to his mother, but nothing happened. While coming out of the water, he sucked for air and got water. He started going down for the third time. Then all his efforts ceased. His body went limp. A blackness took over his brain, which wiped out the fear and terror. Everything went quiet and peaceful. Douglas felt quite as if he was wrapped in his mother's arms. Then he fell unconscious. There was no feeling of terror or fright. He seemed to have crossed the line of panic to calmness, where he had no memory of fright or struggle. He felt as if the end was near. So in this cross the oblivion. Oblivion means where he has forgotten everything, all pain, all struggle, everything. He has crossed over to that place, to that moment when he has forgotten everything, nothing in his consciousness, nothing in his conscious mind. He doesn't remember anything, and it is a very peaceful feeling which has come swept over him. For last few minutes he had been struggling to save his life. He was trying all kind of strategies to come to the surface, but after some time he had crossed over to oblivion. He had become so tired. A faint feeling had come into him, and he felt that as if he has become very light and floating. And then he felt, and it was then that he felt that the curtain of life, where Shakespeare has described that all this world is a stage and we are just actors, and when the curtain of life falls, that means the end has come. So he thought that his end has come, and all the struggle that he was facing, all the pain that he was facing, it's suddenly all oblivious, it's all forgotten, and he is in a peaceful state. Now the question that we come here to is, describe desire, determination and diligence had lead to success. Desire, determination and diligence lead to success. Explain the value of these qualities in the light of Douglas' experience in deep water. So the answer is, the terror of water followed Douglas wherever he went. To get rid of it, he made a strong determination. He decided to overcome his fear through his will. He engaged an instructor who perfected him in swimming. The instructor gave him hundreds of exercises and taught him to exhale and inhale water. The practice went on for 3 months, and Douglas was able to counter this terror. Then, after more exercises, the instructor ordered him to dive. He swam across the black lakes. He had now completely lost the fear of water. His desire, determination and diligence had succeeded in banishing his fear of water. So we see that how he has used his desire, because he was so scared of water, he never enjoyed any water sport. He never could enjoy fishing or going out in the boat or boating or anything because of his fear of water. And he had a great desire to enjoy it like the rest of the people. So he was determined to do something to overcome this fear. And with diligence, with hard work, with his instructor, he learned how to swim, and later with this he swam across the rivers all alone, and this made him confident. So it is we see here that how he has learned to overcome his fear. Because if we don't learn to overcome fear, if we don't try to overcome fear, all the time we'll be scared of it and we'll never be able to achieve that. The next question, how did the incident at YMCA pool affect Douglas? Douglas already developed an aversion to water in his early childhood when he was only 3 or 4 years old. So we know that when he was only 3 or 4 years old, he had gone swimming with his father and in the sea, and suddenly he was knocked down by a big wave and the water went over him, and this left him suffocated. Though this was not a very serious incident, but it left a deep mark on his memory, and whenever he went near the water or in the water, he always had that suffocating feeling. The incident at the YMCA pool added to his dislike, and now his misadventure in the YMCA pool, where he was pushed into the pool by one of the bullies and he found himself drowning, that added to his dislike of water and left a haunting fear in his heart. Douglas never went back to the pool. He started avoiding water wherever he could. As years rolled by, the fear remained with him. It ruined his fishing trips, deprived him of the joys of the boating and swimming, and also ruined his social life. So this was the effect of the incident of YMCA pool. But we can also add to it that because of this fear, he purposely learned, he put in all efforts to learn swimming, and he learnt a big lesson in life to overcome fear. And this was not just for the swimming, but this lesson was for all his life, where for all his ventures, for what all he was scared of, he knew that there is no use running away from fear. It is better to face the fear and to overcome it. So this is some of the important questions, and most of the questions will revolve around these questions only. So I hope this will help you to answer the others. Thank you very much.